Hey footprinters, it's Chrissy here. Not reading at the table today because my phone is charging. It's quite late at night, probably around almost midnight, 10 minutes to midnight on Friday the 27th of September. I thought I was watching Seth Meyers earlier, and I thought I'd do a little bit more reading on this whole Ukrainian situation. Donald Trump is trying to drag Mike Pence into it. Rudy Giuliani, as we all know, has been in the thick of it since the start, and I haven't really mentioned it, but so has William Barr. So what I thought I might do is have a catch up on those three and see how the Ukrainian situation might affect them. So we'll start with Mike Pence. This flew out. The Hanged Man. Sacrifice. Looking at things with a different view, but the first thing that popped to my mind when I saw it was sacrifice. So that's very interesting. Just put that in the deck and shuffle it. If it comes out again, well, we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to do an overview for each of the three individuals. So we'll start with Mike Pence, Vice President Mike Pence. How is he being affected? Will he be affected? Oh my goodness. Transition, that's a death card. Will he be affected? Well, that's a bit of an indicator. Will he be affected by the Ukrainian scandal? Will Mike Pence be affected by the Ukrainian scandal? Okay, I will try to speak up a little bit, but I don't want to talk too loud because, as I said, the cards are just flying out. Look at this. There's a strong case against him. And it could cause pretty catastrophic. I think I'll leave those ones out. Following on from the death card, or the transition card, that's really interesting. So we'll just shuffle a couple more times. Mike Pence and the Ukrainian scandal. Okay, what's coming up? He has to build up his defences if he's going to survive it. Will he survive it? Well, that's another thing altogether. So I'll just readjust the stand here. Bring this down a bit. Yeah, it's all very... I've got to get a new stand. Right. There we go. Got it. Okay, I'm not going to touch it. So, we've got the death card and the strength card there. Oh, just shuffled again. Okay. We'll have another look at what's on the bottom. Perhaps it's time that he abandoned his post and walked away. So let's see. The situation is the Ukrainian hand. He's feeling very trapped by it. Trump hinted that that Pence had a couple of phone calls about the whole situation to the Ukrainian government as well. And Pence is feeling trapped. He may have painted himself into a corner. What's the current influences on the whole situation? The Empress. Nancy Pelosi in this case, and she has got a wealth of information against him too. The impeachment proceedings are at the moment against Trump, or inquiry, but that doesn't mean it can't be ramped up to include Pence as well. What is above him? What does he want to think about? This is the Five of Swords. This is about winning at all costs. How is he going to win? How is he going to hang in there and win at all costs and stay at all costs? He's thinking about what he has to do to remain as the vice president, because if Trump goes down, that means he gets to be president. But if he does win that, it's not going to be a very honourable victory. But he's thinking, what does he need to do that? Might even be give up Trump. The near future for Pence. Well, there's some celebration. Celebration. Happiness. Drinking of wine. I think in the short term he might be celebrating. What's underneath all this? What doesn't he want to think about? Oh, this flew out a bit earlier when I was just thinking about who I was going to read, and I thought I might do Mike Pence. And this card flew out. It was one of the two that flew out. I can't remember what the other one was, but one of them was the Ace of Swords, the truth coming out. He doesn't want to think about it, the truth coming out about what he knew about the whole situation and everything. What's in the recent past with him, the Star. He's been sitting back there and hoping that Trump would screw himself over. And he's just been sitting back there and letting things happen and praying and hoping that Trump would screw himself over. What is the next step for Mike Pence? Page of Cups. He's going to receive some news. After he's celebrated, he's going to receive some news. Generally, it tends to be good news, but it can also be emotional news. Now, you've got to remember, the Strength card and the Tower card came out. This is the strength of the case against him. So, I might just grab the gold deck. I call it the gold deck, the gold and purple deck. Sorry, you're seeing my backside. Oh. Might grab a couple of clarifiers on that. So what's this news about? Is it good news or bad news for Mike Pence? Good news or bad news? Three of Pentacles. News about dirty money. And the Tower. It's bad news for him. He's going to be celebrating in the short term, but the next step is he's going to get news about, I think this could be dirty money, and possibly, or it could symbolise Trump and Barr and Guiliani turning against him, working together to bring him down. He's got the Tower again. So things for Mike Pence, things might not be that good. So that's very interesting. So we're going to put those away. I'm going to grab a different deck. And we'll talk about, next on the block is going to be William Barr. Here's the right away for William Barr, hey? Let's do an overview for William Barr. William Barr, how will he be affected by the Ukrainian scandal? Will William Barr be affected by the Ukrainian scandal? William Barr. William Barr. He's going to see it as a new opportunity. It's going to be a new opportunity for him, all right? It's going to be a new opportunity for him to make the same mistakes he's been making. Lena Rodriguez, you watch her, she often points out the gap in the hedge with this card, meaning people are given new opportunities, but they often just keep repeating the same mistakes over and over again. So I think he's going to be given an opportunity to get himself off lighter, but I think he might screw the pooch. Don't know. Just mention I'm not psychic, I'm not a medium. I read the cards intuitively, do intuitive reading, and these are my own personal opinions based on my reading, my interpretation of the cards, okay? So, anyway, the overview of the situation with the Ukrainian scandal for William Barr. The situation itself, he's really feeling the burden of it. The DOJ is coming under a lot of scrutiny about their actions here. What current influences on it? Oh, Tower, sudden change. Yeah, not good for him at the moment. He does not look well. I don't think he's looked well for years, I guess. I don't know. But ever since he's come back into the spotlight, he's looked like not a well man. This is not good for him. The influences are having the influence of this situation is really catastrophic for him and could bring about some big changes. Second person to get the Tower with regard to this information. Now I'll just put the thing down. Above him, what does he want to think about? He is sitting back and assessing the situation. What should he do? Have I done enough to keep myself clear? Have I done enough to keep my president in the clear? Have I gathered up enough evidence and hidden it away? That's what he's thinking. What's in the immediate future for him? This is sunshine, but it's not sunshine, lollipops and rainbows for him. In the immediate future, something is going to come out. Light is going to be shone on something that he has done with regard to this situation. Okay, now what's underneath it all? What doesn't he want to think about? He's formed some partnerships with people when dealing with this, and he really doesn't want to think about who he's gone and hopped into bed with this whole situation. What is in the recent past for William Barr? Ooh. Nancy Pelosi and Congress and their investigations, and they're following their gut. I said this yesterday with the reading. I think it was yesterday or the day before, with the short reading. They're really using their intuition and trusting their gut feelings about where to go with the evidence that they have and how to handle it. And yeah, that's in the recent past for him. So I think Nancy's had a word to him. What is the next step for William Barr? The sword of truth is going to come out. The next step, if he wants to save himself at all, is going to have to tell the truth. That's the only chance he has. Let's do a couple of clarifiers on that. Oh, that's interesting. On the bottom of this deck, I haven't shuffled it yet, but there was the Ace of Swords. We'll give this a shuffle. I think we'll do a clarifier on the Sun. What's going to come out? Clarify on immediate future. Eight of Pentacles. Details. Lots and lots and lots of details are going to come out. Knight of Pentacles. Often this represents a lawyer, and he is a lawyer. He represents the law in the United States, or at least he should. But this is also often the card of the mercenary. He's been very mercenary in this, and there's going to be lots of details coming out about that. And the next step, we'll just get a couple of clarifiers on the next step. Oh, there's that Ten of Wands again. He's going to have to tell the truth, because he's going to have to get rid of that burden, because there's a lot he's carrying around. And the Queen of Cups. To me, this is emotional stability, but it's also acting on your intuition as well. He's going to have to find a way to deal with the upheaval that this is going to cause him. So that's William Barr. Now, a bit of a shuffle. And last, but definitely not least, Rudy Giuliani. Let's see what's happening with him. So, Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani. How is this Ukrainian business affecting him? Thought just popped into my head. He's not for much longer. Never ever wish ill or anything like that on anyone. That's just popped into my head. Sometimes that happens, but you know, like I said, I'm not psychic or medium or anything. He's an old man, and the stress of this situation must be enormous. So, okay, the clock is running down. The Magician, he's going to try and fool everyone. He's got all the tools to do it. To cloud the situation. He's going to keep trying to cloud the situation. The situation for him, the Seven of Pentacles. Reap what you sow, Rudy. Reap what you sow. He's into it up to his neck, and he's going to have to face up to the consequences of that. Yeah. Current influences on it. Second in a row to get the Tower in that same position. Now you saw me, different deck, good shuffle. Second person in a row to get the Tower in this position. Third person in this same group of readings to get the Tower. Mike Pence got it twice, remember? What's above Rudy? What does it with the sun? Everything's going to come out. And he's thinking about that. He knows it. He knows it, and it's on his mind constantly that he's not going to be able to stop things coming out. He's not going to be able to obfuscate for very long. What is in his immediate future? The Queen of Swords, investigation. He is going to be called forth to tell the truth. He's going to end up in front of Congress, in front of in front of the inquiry to testify. What's underneath and what doesn't he want to think about? The Knight of Wands. He stepped in and charged forward and took action, went forward and took an offer of action and said, I'll do it. And he really doesn't want to think about the mess he's gotten himself into by agreeing to do this. This is about actions and ideas. It could even have possibly been his idea, to go after Biden in this way, and suggested it to Trump. But, Trump is quite capable of coming up with, these sorts of evil plans on his own. So he's really regretting it and just doesn't want to think about it. In his recent past, Giuliani's recent past, he has really been wishing for the old days when he was America's mayor and everybody loved him. He was wishing for the days when he wasn't Trump's personal lawyer before he agreed to take it all on. And what's the next step for Giuliani? Oh, he might be going into isolation. He's up to his neck in these things, but as to how much he can actually be charged and stuff, I don't know. But he's definitely going to be going into isolation and feeling pretty alone. So we'll do a couple of quick clarifiers because I've only got about a minute left. The next step, hey? Ten of Swords. Yeah, long dark night of the soul. The end of the way he knows things. He's going to have to share. Things going to... So, that last card came up. I think things about money laundering. That's what most people think this card is. I personally think it's about sharing information about money and all that. But, I think he got himself involved in some nasty things in the last few years. This could be one of them. Anyway, footprinters, that's all for this reading. Thank you very much for joining me. As usual, I love you very much. And I will see you at the next reading. Bye-bye.